This is a frost-free hose bib. And when you're getting ready for winter, you want to ensure that you actually remove the hose. What you're checking for is you're going to turn on the hose bib, allow it to run, and actually shut it off. And what you're looking for is for the water to actually run for a few seconds afterwards to ensure that the water's draining out. After you've tested the water flowing and you shut it off and you see the water drain out for a few seconds, you can guarantee that the water is evacuated from the tube so that we prevent any bursts and any floods that could happen if the hose bib was to freeze. Bonus tip on frost-free hose bibs is when you're actually opening up the hose bib, it opens up like a normal faucet. But when you close it, you will actually feel resistance and you don't need to tighten any more than that. You can watch it drain out for that 3 seconds and you know that the water's off. You don't want to over tighten the hose bib because you could snap the stem that's inside and have to do a repair. So after you've been outside, you've looked at your hose bib and you ensure that it drains out after you shut it off. The next step is actually come to your mech room and look for your shutoffs inside the mech room. What you'll see is a ball valve with an actual drain port. This is the awkward part with shutting this off, and it can be kind of tricky. When you have PEX pipe, you're able to twist the ball valve and actually access the drain port. What you'll also need is you'll need 2 people for this job, as you'll have someone outside and someone inside shutting off the ball valve. We'll go ahead and shut the ball valve. Turning off the hose bib here on this ball valve. I'm going to ensure the handle is perpendicular to the ball valve, and that ensures that it's off. From there, you can remove the drain port here, but ensure that you have a bucket with you, else water will come back at you and make a little bit of a mess. From there, I will get on the phone with John and have him open up the hose bib outside. John, can you go ahead and open the hose bib, please? And then you'll see the water come back through the drain port to evacuate the PEX line that runs to the hose bib. You can expect to have this draining for about up to a minute to ensure that your water is out. If you have a slow drip, that's fine, but I would let it evacuate for at least a minute. So last and final step, you want to ensure after you're done with the draining and everything is done, you'll want to give the area a wipe down from all the water that came out. But from there, you can put the drain cap back on. Make sure the ball valve is left in this position with the perpendicular handle to the ball valve. Then you can turn it back into position, and you've now shut off your hose bibs for winter. In most new homes, you'll see an HRV. It's typically a box that's hanging from the ceiling and something that you need to look at every year. What you can do as a homeowner is actually open up this HRV. Your clips may be at the bottom, on the sides, or on the tops. This one on the new air, the clips are at the bottom. You can actually lift this door and slide it out to gain full access to the core and the filters within the HRV. What you're going to do when you open up this HRV is to actually pull up these blue filters and blow them out and actually vacuum them out. You want to clean these almost every 3 months. The other thing you can do is actually pull out the core itself. And with the core, you can actually wash this material with a hose or in the sink and make sure it dries completely before putting it back in. You can also use a vacuum and compressed air to actually blow through these things. After you clean this core and ensure that it's dry, you can place it back in the unit itself. Right here we have a Daikin furnace with a Daikin filter. This filter is actually proprietary to the Daikin system. Most filters, you're able to pull up this cover and actually pull this filter out, and it should come out fairly easily. When you're working with a proprietary system like this Daikin system with the filter and furnace, you'll need to ensure that you pick up the right make and model for filter to go back into your filter rack. So to get you ready for fall and winter here, this is what you got to do for your humidifier. And the humidifier that we're doing is the General Air 570. This is probably the most generic humidifier you have. When we're doing maintenance, we want to open up this guy, open up the cover, and look at the humidifier pad and see what condition it is. Remove the pad out of the humidifier and actually remove the frame and pull the humidifier pad out. From there, we can either replace the pad or have you soak it in a 1-to-1 part of water and vinegar. So we'll put the frame back together. Everything's looking good. We can put the cover back on. And last thing you need to do going into the winter season is change it from summer to winter. Thanks for watching. Check back in for more Winter is Coming with Wiehler.